So when I'm streaming, most of the time I'm just talking and yapping about random stuff. However, we can also have a very sophisticated debate. For example, absolute cinema, politics, history, and even philosophy. I have no fucking problem with gays, lesbians, bisexual people, but if my son or daughter, doesn't matter, comes home with a fucking clanker, I swear to God. Yeah, you hate clankers? Me too, bro. Like, if you're gay, you're just, still experiencing love. Love is love, guys. But with a robot, it's not a real fucking human being. Minecraft movie. I watched Minecraft movie for, like, the joke. Like, when we put this in, like, a context, you're making a film for kids about a game that's been around for, like, what, 10 plus years, almost 15 years. Is it 15 years? Pretty good. They did a good job. They should have animated it, but you love Fight Club. You're literally my twin, because I love Fight Club as well. We'll have a discussion about it as well. You're reading the book. Watch Game of Thrones. I still have to finish it. Fight Club is super great. Fight Club is like an actual good, and it's like David Fincher. I mean, David Fincher is maybe my favorite director, and I've only watched Fight Club from David Fincher. Not because Fight Club is my favorite movie, but because I just did some research and he's genuinely a genius. Do he convince me for steroids? Brad Pitt movies are usually good. Yeah, that's true. Like, there's not a lot of movies Brad plays in that are actually bad, except for maybe Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I haven't watched it yet, but my mom watched it and she said it's the worst movie she's ever seen. Yeah, I watched Troy. Troy is actually a great movie. I'll get back to the Fight Club. The thing with Fight Club is, like, when Fight Club came out in the 90s, by the way, this film got so much hate, and you were like, what? It fully throws away all capitalist perspectives and, like, social norms. Yo, Pollux, what's up, my man? I don't watch a lot of superhero movies, but I'm not a big fan of superhero movies too. Like, it's not because they're a cliche. It's rather because the plot is way too predictable. Look at any superhero movie, even Avengers, where, like, in Endgame and stuff, it gets pretty tough. Or, like, in the movie before Endgame, where you're thinking, are the heroes gonna win, actually? Superhero movies are way too predictable, because you always have a hero that puts on a mask to be a hero, and they always win. So when you step into a theater and you're gonna watch a superhero movie like Spider-Man, doesn't matter which one, maybe he won't win at the end of this film, but in its whole, if it's a trilogy, if it has multiple movies, at the end he will win. Big film corporations think they're being clever by putting 5-6 films, for example in Spider-Man. There are films where at the end of a film, I think it's at the end of, like, Far From Home, you think he's losing. But it's not the last movie they're going to make, because it's impossible. You know they're going to milk it, because you just know the corporation. Second, it's just, you feel it. There's another movie coming up. So then, No Way Home. And in No Way Home, of course, they win again. So a superhero movie, doesn't matter if it's one film or, like, a trilogy or an actual full, part, they always win. You're stepping into a theater and you already know the plot. You already know the ending. They're just going to be packing it with, like, at the basic core, you know what's going to happen. You have a hero, a villain, not necessarily, but you have a hero that's just going to win. And everything evolves around that. So the core story, it's not even authentic anymore. It's not original. It's a blueprint, which is fine, but it's overdone. It's way too overdone. He approaches a cliche superhero film and makes it amazing, because he adds the plot in a very complex way, to the point where you still know, okay, this is the plot. You still walk into the theater with, okay, I know the plot. This is what's going to happen, because it's a superhero film. But he makes it interesting enough for you, so you start the film, and you accept it. Well, no, you don't start the film and you accept it, but you watch it, and after 30 minutes, you're like, okay, you subconsciously know, I know what's going to happen, but it's okay, because the plot is complex enough to make it logic, to make it okay, it kind of compensates for a cliche plot. Yeah, so he's basically explaining how Socrates is dying. And I'll go to this piece. I'll take well, this was the verdict, so that's a bit less hard to read, but let's actually take the literal words of Socrates. Like, okay, I get it, you're literally writing at the speed of talking, but compare this with this. It's way harder. It might not look harder, but the way Socrates and Plato talk, it's like, you can perfectly say this in any other language, by the way. It goes like this. If the thing that happened because of the other thing that happened after all those things were done, then the thing that was planned to be done after was good for those who wanted to do the thing in the first place. That's the average Socrates sentence. That's the template of his sentences, okay? And then you just fill it in with a little bit of, but this, these, that person, this, it's all over the place. Now in Greek, you can kind of still read what he's talking about, because there's like a noun, the noun has like a gender, it has, these different, but like, it's a fucking hell to read it. Compared to Homer, I liked Homer much more. It was easier, but it's, like Socrates is like a little bit of a floating, person just wandering about these ideas, and Plato is like in between. But then Aristotle takes a very pragmatic approach to mathematics, to philosophy, and then adds mathematics on top of it. And he even, makes this book about rhetorics, which is revolutionary at the time, right? Rhetorics are a well-known concept, but there are no actual handbooks for it. Socrates' an opinion about men and women got me. He basically, for anyone who doesn't know, he basically said that women, that is Socrates, right? That women are a communal object of the state, or is that Plato? I'm not sure. But like Socrates and Plato, well, when they talk about the Republican state or just the state in general, they don't really have the same opinions. That's like their only field. They're really just kind of separating still. But on all other subjects, they're kind of just the same. They have the same opinion, but they still discuss. People talk about, communism it was invented by Russia. Guys, if you want your real first communist, read Socrates, because that's literal communism. He says that the state carries a communal purpose to take care of everyone and to provide for everyone equally. That's literally what's in his work. So that's literally communism, almost communism. Plato was very neutral about it. He wanted to avoid these questions. Yeah, Plato was, he didn't want any problems because he saw what happened to Socrates. Socrates made the youth think. He said, don't go to war. Don't go to the military. They're just going to use you. They're going to use you to fight. And you're like, right now, we kind of know if you're a soldier, you're fighting for your fucking president or your king, whatever. That wasn't a real thing then. But Socrates said this. He said, don't fight. Don't go to the war. You will be killed. It's you shouldn't do it. Now, who doesn't like that? The aristocrats that control the states, that control the cities. So they said he was damaging the youth. He was kind of disrupting the youth. So they said, you have to drink poison, you have to commit suicide. He saw what happened to Socrates, so Plato just shut his mouth, and he only wrote very neutral after that. Okay, wait, hold up. Guys, I have to go, unfortunately. But one last message for you guys. Make sure to join. Make sure to join the Discord as fast as possible. You can find the link in the description. We'll keep talking there, okay? But thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate it. I just really have to go because I have to still do something with my brother. All right. See you guys.